All right. All right. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. We're excited to have you guys here today. With me here, we've got Mike Scotland. And Mike, thank you so much for coming on here with me today. I know there's a lot on your plate, so I appreciate you being here. Welcome.
No problem. Yeah, it's I'm absolutely honored to be involved in speaking to yourself, Megan. Just to give everybody a quick overview. My name is Mike Scotland. I'm the founder of manUP, speakUP.
Yes.
So manUP, speakUP. What is manUP, speakUP? That's probably what you're all asking.
Right. So I
manUP,
brought you
speakUP.
on here, Mike. Yep, I wanted you to talk okay, so guys, I'm sorry. I just have to hop in here, Mike. So guys, I heard Mike's story, and we actually met through LinkedIn. So guys, I mean, if you're not on LinkedIn, hop on there. You meet the coolest people on there. And I saw Mike's story, what he was doing. And so, like he said, and he'll tell you more, and I'm going to shut up in just a second so that he can get to it. But he has a group called manUP, speakUP. And again, as I started kind of reading his stuff, I was like, whoa, like this is actually really remarkable, this story. So I want you all to gather in here and listen up, because this is a fabulous story. This guy has a lot to offer here. And so I want you guys to be aware. And so once you hear a story and what he's doing here, please be thinking of the people in your life who might be able to benefit from this. So anyway, Mike, I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to hand it back to you. I'd love to hear more about your story and how manUP, speakUP came about. Go ahead.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. manUP, speakUP is, I guess you could say, it came from a personal approach to begin with. I guess a lot of it was self-reflection from myself in terms of, the kind of journey I came on with mental health. I call them challenges. I don't call them problems. I call them challenges, because you can overcome challenges. So from my past, I was the fitness guy, Mr. Mike, the fitness guy, or I was Safety Scotland. With that sort of persona, it carries a lot of pressure. It carries a great deal of pressure, and it does affect you mentally. And what I found was I worked so hard in pretending that I kind of lost a lot of grasp on what was real. One minute I'd be Mr. Fitness and running marathons at 2 a.m. and people thought, wow, that's incredible. Yeah. So for me, that's what I accepted. It's incredible. No, it's not incredible. It's I was hiding. I was hiding from the problems and challenges and issues that I was suffering in my head, and it was my only way to release. And when you face them, now that is a challenge. You can't always run away from them. So I work in the oil and gas industry. Now, to tie everything together, I work in the North Sea 6 months of the year. So I do 3 months in the North Sea, 3 weeks in the North Sea, and I come home for 3 weeks, which for me, it's a good lifestyle. I enjoy it. But we do 12-hour shifts, working with the guys offshore, and then we have 12 hours of being by yourselves in a room. You can go downstairs and you can mingle with the guys off shift, and you can talk to whoever you want to if you feel able to do so. But what about the people that aren't able to do that? What about the people that they finish their shift, they go to the room, they lock their door, they turn off the light, and they're left inside their head? So any challenges from either home or during the day or things from your past, you're left consuming these things inside your head, and it eats away at you, and there's no escape. So manUP, speakUP is it's currently a Facebook page just now. That's if you want to look at it, it's just a Facebook page, but it's not. It's a private group bringing people together to voice their challenges and share it with everybody else. Everyone's got a story. I've got a story. I'm sure you've got a story, and your next door neighbor's got a story, and your auntie's got a story, and your cousin's got a story, and everyone has their own story, and everybody can bring value to other people's lives. And through manUP, speakUP, we create that safe haven for people in the industry to come together to say, you know what, I've had a pretty crap day. Who else has had a crap day? Oh, so there's 100 people on here that's had a crap day. Cool. Oh, I'm not alone. Brilliant. So that's the first barrier down, is understanding you're not alone. The next barrier is, if somebody's speaking, somebody else wants to speak as well. You know, and that's bringing people together. And now the communication side, that's not always the key front. Listening, you have 2 ears for a reason. So sometimes you need to listen twice as much. We have some members of the group that just, they'll occasionally send me direct messages, or they'll send the admin direct messages and say, hey, I can't thank you enough for putting this group together because of all the content. It's like an inspirational video. You know, if before you go to the gym, you watch Rocky Balboa, you know, or you watch, you know, the Tour de France, or you watch the boxing and you think, wow, I feel inspired. manUP, speakUP, the members are creating that change in the industry. They're generating the positivity. They're generating this whole manUP. It's not a case of you're down, manUP. No, here, manUP about your problems. Speak up about them. It's okay not to be okay. That's perfectly fine. Because on the group, we have over 500 people that agree with you. We have over 500 people spread across 30 countries all over the world that agree with you. So you're not alone. And we want to remove that stigma, you know, and it's pretty incredible hearing everyone's stories. Not everybody wants to talk out in the public front, but that's okay. You don't need to do that. But what's not okay is that you're feeling that there's no one there for you. You know, so that's kind of what we do at manUP, speakUP. We have a great team, a very, very diverse team, and none of us are mental health professionals. We're not. But we all have a story that refers around mental health. So, you know what? I've got a degree in Mike Scotland, and he's got issues, you know? So, the biggest thing and the biggest tool in this world is the power of your voice and its communication. I'm sure the video that you would have seen on my LinkedIn page was at the Oil and Gas Offshore Safety Awards 2019. And on that speech, there's two things that I highlighted, and it was make it relatable and make it personal. And in that room was a room packed full of just under 500 people that were oil and gas, you know, the biggest names in the oil and gas. And they're listening. And now people are talking. You know, and that's the momentum we're going to carry forward. So, yeah, manUP, speakUP, we're not going to go anywhere. We're here. And all we're going to do is grow. So, you know, I would get on board. I would get on part of it now, because the momentum's carrying, and it's only going to go up.
Yes, it is, Mike. Oh, my goodness. I appreciate you sharing all this with us, Mike. And I agree with that. Everybody, get on board with this. And, you know, and as you told me the other day, Mike, it's not just for men. Women can also get on board, because what it is about is speaking up. I will say, though, that I do admire that this is an outlet for guys, because I do feel that traditionally that phrase, which we talked a little bit about this phrase, Mike, about, you know, manUP, you know, which, you know, here in the States, you know, we kind of talk about, you know, John Wayning it, you know, where it's just, you know, like, keep it to yourself. You know, you got to be this tough cowboy or whatever, and, you know, and don't talk about your feelings, which is a bunch of crap. You know, it really doesn't help. And, you know, and so I love talking also too. So anyway, so speaking up, I think, is so important. So I love what you're doing, Mike. And also too, I wanted to just make a quick comment and maybe have you talk about it a little bit. So I love what you were saying about your early experience where, you know, you're doing these marathons at 2 a.m. and, you know, you're doing all this stuff, which on the outside, you know, just it's like, wow, Mike, oh my goodness, you know, you're doing amazing. You must be perfect. You must be super happy, you know, probably getting all these accolades and stuff. And what I want to say is that's not wrong at all. You know, it's not wrong to go out, you know, do marathons or whatever. And oftentimes when we think of high performance, you know, being athletic, you know, and living a healthy life and stuff, I think oftentimes that's what we see. You know, we think of the marathons, we think of, you know, being able to do all this intense stuff. And I think you also had military experience, you know, so kind of living this high performance life, getting out there. But what I love is how you recognize that, well, if I'm not speaking up and being honest about the way I'm feeling, then I'm no better off. You know, like I can do all these, you know, awesome physical things, you know, or like you said, watch the Rocky Balboa stuff, you know, get motivated, go to the gym, which is important. Like I want everybody really.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, your exercise is important, of course. But one of the big things of feeling really good and being able to perform and, live a happy life, which I think that's what we all want, is being able to speak up. So I love you sharing this experience, Mike. I really appreciate it.
No, I really appreciate that. And exactly what you're saying in terms of like the physical side, social media is a great, great tool. I actually believe it's undervalued. And it's definitely a perspective that a lot of people have, that if they're getting negative reach from social media, well, switch it, go somewhere else and look at something else. Look at something that inspires you. It's up to yourself that you choose what you're reaching out to. If you're seeing too much negative stuff, well, that's kind of what you're bringing in upon yourself. Change it. In part of the Man Up Speak Up group, one thing we don't divert away from is negativity. We don't. I feel personally, and a lot of people do as well, that negativity is the best form of teaching. Because every single negative, it doesn't matter if it's death or if it's, financial, there is a positive way to come out the other side. So, and it's all to make that relatable connection, and there will always be something there for someone to be able to turn that negativity into the positive aid and the positive learn and the positive method to move forward. And I do genuinely believe that, but it is all down to perception. And that's one thing. When I started the Man Up Speak Up group, I got a direct message from somebody saying, so do you not think you should maybe get Man Up out of the group and just call it something else? No, because that's the whole point of removing a stigma. And I thought, I don't want to change this. It's here. Why can we not just change something? We're part of the society, we're part of the community, so let's change it. Why do we have to be held accountable for something that's controlling us? We don't. We do not need to do that. And the more people that get on board with it, the more people that start having the conversation, we make our own headway moving forward into the positive way of thinking. And I'm not saying you'll have bad days. Of course you will. You will have disagreements. You will have the arguments with people. But when you do, appreciate it. Don't hold your own opinions in. Don't do that. Don't hold your own emotions in. Don't do that either. Let it come out. Let the process flow, and it's part of your journey, and then step forward. But don't step to the side. Tell the person, hey, you're right. I'm right as well. There's no right and there's no wrong. It's just how you're feeling at that time, and that is perfectly normal. Don't change your feelings. Just learn how to gauge them. Don't let your feelings drive you into making decisions, but acknowledge it, think about it, interpret how you feel is best and move forward, and share it. Share the experience, have a conversation. And that's all we're kind of doing here. And it is growing, and it will continue to grow. And, we're in 30 countries all over the world. That's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. That's the way things are going. And, we've got people from China, from Germany. We've got people from your homeland over in the United States of America. We've got people worldwide, and it's only going to grow and grow and grow. So it's, I was honored the fact that you wanted to speak, and I'm absolutely privileged that I'm able to share this upcoming group that is so current, and it's going to be everywhere, not just on your Facebook page or Instagram page. It's, if you're offshore, it's going to be at your workplace soon. And I genuinely believe that, because I'm going to make sure it happens. And the drive's there. So I really, really appreciate this platform through yourself. It means a hell of a lot. Thanks, Megan.
You're welcome. I appreciate you, Mike. Thanks for coming on here. And everybody, I encourage you, go look up Man Up Speak Up. So on Facebook, right, Mike?
Yeah, it's on Facebook. So Man Up Speak Up is on Facebook. It's on Instagram. And in January, we will be hitting LinkedIn. So that is happening. We believe in focusing on our foundation, and we do things properly. We don't jump the gun. So in January 2020, Man Up Speak Up will be on LinkedIn. So follow the hashtag. It's there. We're coming.
All right. All right, folks, it's there. It is coming and it is growing. It's not going away. So thank you so much for coming on here, Mike. And we're going to let you get back to your family and go rest up some more so you can keep spreading the word. And I appreciate it. So anybody. All right, everybody. So go out there, look up manUP, speak up. Thanks for coming, Mike. And we will talk to you guys again later.
Have a great day. Take care. What do I do now?